What's up, YouTube? So before we get to the song, I just kind of want to say a couple things first, kind of get you ready for what you're about to experience. Over the holidays, my good friend and bass player gave me a guitar. Now, the reason he gave for giving me the guitar was it was basically something I did for him some years ago. But it doesn't make any sense to me because if I were to tell you what I did for this man a few years ago, every one of you would say this. That's what any friend would do, right? But for some reason, he decided this has been on his mind for a while, and so he gave me a guitar. And the cool thing is, oddly enough, I've been wanting for a while a guitar with two P90 pickups, but I'm not a big fan of Gibson or Epiphone. So I was kind of waiting for the right thing, kind of half looking, and he had this Gretsch, man, and he gave it to me. It's a semi-hollow, which is perfect, P90 pickups. And so what I did is I decided I had written a song called A Shot in Maggie's Moonshine about my grandfather's band, and I wanted to do it on an electric guitar with a really raunchy distortion because that was the way my grandfather's guitar player played. He had this really aggressively bad distortion, and then he played guitar and the keyboard player would do bass line. My grandfather would play harmonica and sing. And so when I wanted to play this song, I thought I'm going to see if I can do it on this Gretsch. It might actually have the right kind of sound. So I ran the Gretsch through my orange Micro Terror lunch pail amp, and that's plugged into an 8-inch speaker. And then I didn't do any EQing. All I did was get the guitar so it was making enough noise for me to sing over, and then I just sang. So it's rough. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's rough, but I like it that way. I'm just giving you guys a head up because some people need, when it comes to rough music like this, some people need a trigger warning because today's music is just so produced to perfection, right? So when you hear something that almost no thought went into when it came to tone, it can be a little bit grating. So hopefully you guys can kind of get what I was going for with this song. If not, I'll try to do better next time. Do better next time. Also, I don't normally edit these videos, but I cut off a large chunk of this one at the end because I was talking too much. And real quick, I know I'm almost at 3 minutes, but the reason why I don't like talking is because if I don't watch my cadence, I will talk so fast that you won't be able to understand me. No joke. I've had people in my life that have waited years to tell me they don't know what I'm talking about half the time. So I try to avoid that. And the problem with that is when I'm talking and I'm watching my cadence, I tend to stutter. So when you hear me stutter, it's because I'm trying to control my cadence. My mouth wants to just go, right? So this one does have a little bit of editing where I chopped off, because I was rambling at the end about my friend's guitar, the guitar he gave me, and I was talking so fast I couldn't understand it. So this will be the first video, I think, where I've actually edited it. But didn't edit the song. There's mistakes in the song, so you know I didn't edit the song. But I did cut off a big chunk at the end. So, and I'm replacing it with this big chunk at the beginning. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy it. Take care. Be blessed.
Once upon a time, there was a man said he was gonna start a juke house band. He couldn't play and he couldn't sing, but he had a dream and a shot of Maggie's moonshine to help convince his mind of anything. He started a group and then they made some noise. He said his band was called the Juke House Boys. Every time they played, every noise they made was out of key. With a shot of Maggie's moonshine, they heard nothing but the finest melody. Hey. Sounded pretty good from time to time. especially when they had Maggie's sweet moonshine. We would bind, then it would grind into gear, yeah. With a shot of Maggie's moonshine, it helped them make the sound they wanna hear. Hey, I said a shot of Maggie's moonshine helped them make the sound they wanna hear. That song is called A Shot of Maggie's Moonshine, and it's about my grandfather's band. When I was about between the ages of 6 and 8, my grandfather, who had never made any music before that point and didn't make any music after that point, decided he was starting a blues band. And so he he got together with these two guys he knew. One played keyboards and one played guitar. My grandfather, he was the harmonica player and the singer. And they were god awful, but I loved listening to them because every now and then they would sound good by accident, right? They would get drunk, drinking whiskey, and they would just sound good by accident. And I realized there was some magic to music at that point, right? That you could, if you got out of your own way, the instruments might actually play themselves. I don't know what was happening, but yeah, man, every now and then they sounded good by accident. And so that song is about my grandfather's band.